Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going on a quick pop quiz tour through one of the most complex and, honestly, most vital areas of your entire body, your core.
I mean, really think about it. How well do you know what's going on in there? Your core is so much more than just your abs. We're talking about this incredibly complex system, deep muscles, structures that are holding your organs in place, supporting your spine, and, powering pretty much every single move you make. So we're going to take a quick anatomical journey, a tour of your abdomen and pelvis, just to see what's really going on inside. So here's the game plan. Our tour has 3 main stops. First, we'll check out the outer walls. Then, we'll explore the inner support system. And finally, we'll look at the body's foundation. And at each stop, we've got a little quiz question to kind of guide our exploration. Ready? Okay, let's dive in. Our journey starts on the outside. We're looking at the muscular container. The walls that protect and support everything packed inside your abdomen.
Now, this is a fantastic first question because it really forces us to think beyond just the front of our body. So, which muscle forms that posterior or back abdominal wall? Is it A, the rectus abdominis, B, the external oblique, C, internal oblique, D, the quadratus lumborum, or E, the transversus abdominis? Go ahead, take a second, lock in your guess.
And the answer is D, the quadratus lumborum. Now, this comparison right here shows you why that's so interesting. It separates this deep back muscle from all the ones we normally think of as our core. The six-pack, the obliques on the front and sides. This just brilliantly highlights that, yeah, your core has a back wall too. So, you see, this muscle isn't just some passive wall. It is an incredibly active player. It's a deep, powerful stabilizer that's absolutely essential for bending sideways, and this is crucial for keeping your pelvis level when you walk or run. And this is exactly why it matters. It shows that core stability is a full 360-degree job. It is not just about the front. That back wall is just as critical for all those everyday movements. All right, time for stop number 2. We're moving deeper inside to see how all your organs are positioned, how they're anchored, and how they're supplied with fuel. Because it's not just empty space in there. It is a highly organized system. So our first question here is all about location. Your abdomen is lined by this membrane. It's called the peritoneum. Now, some organs are inside it, but others are what we call retroperitoneal, which just means they sit behind it. So which one of these lies in that special retroperitoneal space? Is it the spleen, the stomach, the kidneys, the transverse colon, or the liver? If you guessed C, the kidneys, you are spot on. A great way to think about it is to imagine the peritoneum is this big balloon filling up your abdomen. Organs like the stomach are inside that balloon, but the kidneys, they sit just behind it. And that retroperitoneal position is totally unique and absolutely crucial for their protection and function. Okay, so that's a great question, right? These organs aren't just floating around in there. And that leads us directly to our next question about the body's incredible internal architecture. So our next quiz question is all about the internal scaffolding that holds everything together. What is the primary function of the mesentery? Is it A, secreting enzymes, B, supporting and anchoring organs, C, fighting infections, D, providing sensation, or E, absorbing nutrients? And the answer is B, to support and anchor organs. But the mesentery is so much cooler than just an anchor. It's this brilliant structure, a double layer of that same peritoneum we were just talking about. It acts like an internal utility sling, which is the perfect description. It doesn't just suspend the organs, it also carries all their vital supply lines, like blood vessels and nerves. Just amazing. And those supply lines, the blood vessels, are obviously incredibly important. So let's look at a really specific example of that supply line in action, just to see how organized this whole system is. Okay, so now we're zooming way in on the blood supply. The question is, which artery is the primary blood supply to the sigmoid colon? The answer is hiding in this really complex branching system. And this table makes it crystal clear. I mean, while other arteries supply these bigger regions, the answer is right there in the name. It's the sigmoid arteries that provide the dedicated blood supply to the sigmoid colon. It's just a beautifully precise delivery system. All right, for our final stop, we're going to travel down to the very base of the core and look at its foundation, that muscular floor that supports everything from below. So what are the key components of this muscular floor, also known as the pelvic diaphragm? We are looking for a very specific pair of muscles. Is it A, the obliques, B, coccygeus and levator ani, C. piriformis and obturator internus, D. iliacus and psoas major, or E. rectus abdominis and transversus abdominis?
The correct answer here is B, the coccygeus and levator ani. See, the other options, they're all super important muscles in the area, but they're part of the hip flexors, or the abdominal wall. They're located higher up. The coccygeus and levator ani, those form the true floor of the pelvis.
And its function is described perfectly here. It's not a rigid floor. It's this dynamic, muscular hammock. And it has to support the entire weight of all the abdominal and pelvic organs sitting on top of it. It is literally the base of the entire core system.
So, after our quick quiz tour of these three distinct areas, what's the big picture? What's the major takeaway from all of this? Well, the crucial point is that these aren't separate parts at all. Your core has 360-degree walls. Your organs are anchored by a living sling that also runs their supply lines, and it's all supported by this muscular floor. It is a single, beautifully integrated system that is working in sync every second of every day to support you, protect you, and power you.
And that really says it all, doesn't it? You just can't think about one muscle or one organ in isolation. Every single component of your core, from that quadratus lumborum muscle in the back, all the way down to the pelvic diaphragm below, is interconnected and absolutely vital to the whole.
Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer. We really hope this quick tour gives you a whole new appreciation for the incredible engineering that's at work inside you every day. And now that you've seen the blueprint, that leaves one final question. What's one thing you'll do to support your core today?